Welcome to Rise for Nigeria channel. Please subscribe if you're yet to, and also visit us on our website at risefornigeria.com. Risefornigeria.com. Today we want to talk about insecurity in Nigeria. And again, this is not something new. There's been a lot of insecurity in this country, in Nigeria, for a long time. I'm sure we all remember Chibok girls, and this is not even way before all of that. There's been a lot of insecurity, people killing others, a lot of violence, kidnapping, robbery, attacks from herdsmen. So just a couple days ago, I believe, this past week actually, there's been a lot of attacks in Southern Kaduna. And just this past week, it was reported about 63 people had been killed in Southern Kaduna. And there are a lot of different opinions and different takes about what's going on out there. So some of the things that had been raised was like people are taking advantage of the insecurity, and are posting old videos or old pictures about previous attacks on like in Southern Kaduna, for example, that people are just posting old news out there. And this is a view shared by those even in the political class. And they also, the press, the senior advisor to the president, Garba Shehu, also said things about how it's politically motivated killings, and it's all orchestrated by criminal gangs. Those were his words. Garba Shehu said that. So when again the spokesperson for the government begins to say things like that, and he didn't say, well, that's my personal opinion. He's speaking for the government, and the approach of the governor as well has not necessarily shown that it's something that he cares about. And what this reminds me of is the Chibok girls incident as well. Back then, the government of the day of Goodluck Jonathan also came out, and they, in so many ways, even his wife said it looked as if it was all sabotage. Some people are just trying to come up with a problem again because they're against the government, Jonathan's government at the time. So we see history repeating itself again with these leaders. Taking things that are happening, attacks, as politically motivated. It seems people are just trying to stir up religious and ethnic clashes, or they're just trying to take advantage of the divide, within ethnic groups in Southern Kaduna. And it bothers me when you have leaders with this kind of mentality. I mean, this was the I think one of the spokespeople for the governor said it in a report, in a comment to the cable, again, online platform, about how if he also said is that if when things like this are happening in Southern Kaduna, it's more, people say it's religious, so it's based on ethnic clashes. But it's happening everywhere else in the northwest. That is, criminal activities are ongoing. And it bothers me because we have governments that are not taking responsibility for the lives of their people. How can anyone be comfortable with one single life getting lost? All because they think, well, it's all politically motivated, it's by criminal gangs, and lives are being lost, and you're okay with that, a life that doesn't need to be lost. It tells me in many ways we don't value lives. Our leaders, we don't value lives, and again we keep putting people in office that don't value the lives of their people. And that's why you have some people are saying, well, if it's a Southern Kaduna, they are mostly Christians, and they're saying if it's Muslims now, the governor would have spoken up for a lot more. Well, maybe the governor is not even like that. But by keeping quiet right now, or by not doing a good enough job in showing that it cares about the people, or Garba Shehu talking about how it's all politically motivated and orchestrated by gangs, you are opening up opportunities for people to again say things like Yeah, you don't care about, because they are Christians that are getting killed. You don't care about them. You're opening yourself up for that kind of rhetoric. So, but at the end of the day, it comes down to, I don't care, either it's maybe they don't care because they're Christians or Muslims, whatever the reason may be. Our leaders don't care, don't show that they care about human lives, or they don't care enough. One life should be one too many. And if people are getting killed for whatever reason, you would expect government to stand up and do something about it. People are being killed over and over and over, all over the place, and nothing is being done about it. You also see people from Southern Kaduna screaming. And this is the thing that bothers me about us as Nigerians. Now, in many ways, it's only a lot of people that are screaming now are those from Southern Kaduna about what's happening. What about their brothers and sisters in the rest of the North? Can any group of people rise up? If everyone else rises up to and says, well, yeah, I'm not from Southern Kaduna, but people are getting killed, I cannot accept it. Maybe we'll start having some changes. But it seems like if it doesn't come to where you are from, everyone keeps quiet until it comes to you. Then you scream. But at the end of the day, we have to look out for each other. What is impacting one person is impacting everybody. And making excuses about how, it is all criminal activity, it's not really ethnic, it's not religious. I don't care why it's happening. Stand up and defend your people. And again, our leaders, we need to hold them accountable. When as citizens you don't hold the leaders accountable, that's when leaders feel like they are the bosses of other people. They are rulers. They don't recognize they are supposed to be working for you. They're not supposed to be superior to you. They are working for you as Nigerians. And we should hold them accountable to that. When leaders say, well, people have been saying that Buhari should sack again the service chiefs, that insecurity keeps rising over and constantly. He came back, or somebody said, in his cabinet said, well, I think it's one of Gabashe or Femi Adesina, that, well, it's up to the president to either fire or hire people. That's not the point. That was not the point. The point was, they have not proven that they are effective. And we have to hold our leaders to higher standards. No sentiments. When you keep having sentiments, but they are trying, they are doing, maybe they're just not good enough for the job. Let's put sentiment aside. Put people that can get the job done. People who are capable. Just put them in there. Can we do that? But it starts with us as well, holding these leaders accountable. If Buhari can feel like, well, I can keep these people as long as I want, and it seems like nobody can check him, well, that's because you and me, all the citizens of this country, we are not doing enough. We are letting him and all these leaders get away with what they are doing or not doing. Hold them accountable. Scream and say, listen, this is not acceptable. One life lost is not okay. Stop making excuses. It's not religious. Oh, it's criminal. Then fix it. And it also says something about our security system. When police, again, it's all from the federal government. That makes no sense. It's just like saying somebody from from far away should be controlling my own family. You can't control my family. You are far away. You don't know what's going on in my family. So you don't know the things that I'm dealing with. It's the same when you have a federal government. It's from the top. They're those controlling security in the local government. It can't work. It's ineffective. So I think it's time. You have the Yorubas coming up with this Amotekun thing that they are doing, but I think overall, this is not a matter of regional structure, whatever it is that people talk about. It's about what is effective. It's not effective for somebody in Abuja to be the one dictating what will happen in Southern Kaduna, for example, or in even my own local government in those states. It doesn't make sense. So we need to start pushing for these things. Let's stop all these sentiments about it's about because you're from a different ethnic group. It's religious. It's all based on religion. I would like to see Khan is screaming now and saying, the killings in Southern Kaduna is unacceptable. When there are killings in other parts of the of the country, in Sokoto, for example, and they are killing Muslims, I would like to see Khan speak up. Muslims, Sultan of Sokoto, and all these other people, can you also speak up when there are killings in Southern Kaduna? So let everybody see that it doesn't matter where this thing is happening. We care about one another, and it's not. It has nothing to do with our religion or what ethnic group we come from. Because we are human beings. No human being should be getting slaughtered the way people are getting slaughtered in Nigeria. I mean, enough should be enough. I mean, we see these 63 people that died in Southern Kaduna now. They are not going to get justice. They are just their loved ones will just scream and cry, and they will forget it. I mean, I remember when the leader of Afenifere, when his daughter was killed by herdsmen, he said recently that he had to do some things. He had to use connections to get the investigation started. I mean, imagine. Now, imagine all those 63 people. I bet you, almost all of them, most of them would not have any connections, or their loved ones don't have any connections they can push or pull or link to say, hey, can you please get justice for our father or son or daughter that has been killed? So that's how people, again, everyday people, they don't have connections and they're not getting justice. A functioning society should not work like that. It shouldn't matter what connections you have. Justice should work for you. So, but that again, this, when we start thinking like this, and we say, listen, it's not only those that are powerful and wealthy that should be getting protected. Insecurity, the more longer we continue to have insecurity in this country, the country cannot progress. Why? People are not going to come establish businesses in Nigeria. Too much insecurity. So Nigerians, it's up to us. Again, Nigerians, you have to start speaking up. If you're in Nigeria, speak up and say, well, what is going on in Southern Kaduna? You are in other parts of Kaduna now, and you are not in Southern Kaduna. You can speak up. Speak to El Rufai, your governor, and tell him you have to do more. Ordering a curfew, they have this curfew, 24 hours curfew. That's not going to. It's not enough to protect these people. What more are you doing? Journalists, you need to be asking tough questions. They are not your bosses. Governors or all these political leaders, they are not your bosses. Stop saying, sir. Let them ask them tough questions. What are you doing? It's your job as journalists you are the fourth estate. You're supposed to speak up and ask these politicians tough questions. They shouldn't be hiding, just sending out a tweet. They need to stand up in front of the people. So until we start doing things like this, again, insecurity will just continue. We can do better. All right, so that's it for today. Please like this video, share, and go on our website, blog site, rightfromnigeria.com. All right, until next week. Talk to you later.